One of the most exciting and actively evolving areas of paranormal study is that of ufology and the search for extraterrestrial life. In my experience, it's also one of the only ones in which, as video and audio technology have improved, so too has the evidence captured by these tools. Regardless of the validity of former intelligence officer David Grush's whistleblowing hearings to Congress, or the Pentagon's continual declassifying of top-secret footage, one thing is clear. This particular branch of esoteric research has left the realms of the obscure nutjob conspiracist's tinfoil hat and entered the wider public consciousness. This first piece of footage is probably the most well known of the clips I'll cover today. It was uploaded to r/UFOs by user WhatTheDunk90210. The video features a strangely shaped object flying past a plane cockpit over Colombia. I was initially blown away by this footage, really just because of how clear the mysterious object was, especially since the video was shot on a mobile phone. On an episode of his podcast, Joe Rogan pointed out how this object seems to travel belly up. Whistleblower Bob Lazar famously claimed he witnessed this very same phenomenon when working on a covert reverse engineering program in the 80s.
It doesn't fly like a conventional aircraft does, and it doesn't fly like a flying saucer would in a 1950s movie. It flies belly first. It does a roll maneuver, puts its belly towards the target, and then moves away at high speed.
So it'd be like a car flying with the wheels forward.
Right.
However, once the initial excitement at the impressive detail of this video wore off, I began researching its issues. Many users pointed out that the object could very well be stationary, as it doesn't seem to be approaching the camera any faster than the aircraft is moving towards it. Now, that doesn't completely rule it out as an alien craft, but I also stumbled across this image being shared around in the comments. This is a Festo air ray, an experimental balloon mimicking the shape and movements of a manta. Now, what one of these would be doing 10,000 feet over Colombian airspace is a mystery all of its own. So what do you think about this clip? This photo was shared just a few days ago by user Invented Internet, whose girlfriend captured it on her iPhone in New York City. Now, since it's an Apple product, this means that there's also a live photo to go along with this post. Take a look. It's only visible for a fraction of a second. Now, some comments were quick to point out that it could be something much closer to the lens, or a digital glitch of some kind. Neither of these possibilities can be ruled out completely, but it really looks as though the object disappears behind the building on the right. Perhaps it's just going too fast to see it against the building though. Despite how quick it is, I do find this sighting very compelling. The top comment references how it looks like something straight out of Star Wars, and I must say, I have to agree. The AARO, or All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, presented the following clip during a Senate hearing back in the spring of 2023. The video was captured in an undisclosed location over the Middle East by an MQ-9 Reaper drone. I'll let the video do the rest of this explaining.
This first one is an MQ-9 in the Middle East observing that blow up, which is an apparent spherical object. You'll see it come through the top of the screen. There it goes. And then the camera will slew to follow it. You'll see it pop in and out of the field of view there. This is essentially all of the data we have associated with this event from some years ago. We don't have resolved yet, right? That is an unresolved case we are still studying.
What I find most fascinating about this video is how the presenter explains that this is the most common type of UAP they encounter, and they have no explanation for it. It's quite refreshing and surreal to hear this from a US government organisation, despite whatever underlying motivations they may have. I don't really have much more to say about this particular video, other than strange metallic orbs in the sky are a phenomenon that have been reported for centuries, perhaps even longer. Maybe this really is an authentic video of one, or, at the very least, a secret technology of a foreign government. So, I've tried to save the best for last, and this one is genuinely one of the best UFO captures I've watched in a very long time. Similar to the orbs, cigar or cylindrical shaped UFOs have been discussed for a very long time, and if they really do exist as described, then this surely is some of the best footage of one ever captured. By my own observation, the object is long and metallic, moves rapidly with purposeful direction and no visible propulsion method. I saw several comments suggesting that it was a bird which flapped its wings at the same speed as the camera shutters, resulting in them disappearing, and that the rod shape was a result of motion blur. I really can't level with this argument. I just don't see any logic in either of these ideas. The cylinder seems to be completely of the wrong scale and texture to fit into this explanation. Although, I should point out that Festo also makes birds, so maybe they're fucking with us again. When it comes to unidentified aerial phenomenon, I would love to believe that we're on the cusp of an immense breakthrough, and an end to tarring UAPs with the same brush as other conspiracy theories. I suppose I'm imagining something similar to Edward Snowden leaking classified information from the NSA. As is the nature of these things, however, the US government's sudden transparency with UFOs has kick-started a whole different wave of paranoia and suspicion. So what are they really trying to distract us from by addressing something so coveted? Look, I'm not here to convince you of any conspiracy, but just to bring some awareness to an area of paranormal research which to me feels as though it's approaching its boiling point. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.